In today's video, I want to talk to you about a lightweight budget rucksack. Welcome to the Vango Ozone 40. So welcome back then, ladies and gents. So this is the Vango Ozone 40 rucksack. 40 litres, and it is a budget lightweight rucksack which I purchased on a price match from Go Outdoors. So before we get into any further details about this rucksack, I'll just tell you, I've used this now twice last year when we were allowed out camping. The first time I used it was up on Mole Elio when we were camping next to that illegal rave. Link. You may remember that video where we were out with Jiffy, John, Rich and Gord as well. I also use it towards the latter end of November, or sorry, the latter end of October, when me and Richie Wild Astro went up in the Shropshire Hills for a hike and a wild camp as well. So you might have seen just a couple of clips there from when I was using it up in the Shropshire Hills and at Mole Elio. Anyway, it is a lightweight rucksack. It comes in at 1,060 grams, which is 1.06 kilograms. And there's nothing to it. I can lift it with my little finger and there's just no weight whatsoever. I'll give you a couple more size specs about it as well. So lengthways, it comes in at 28 centimetres. The height comes in at 57 centimetres. And the width comes in at 39 centimetres. So this rucksack then, it was designed for ultra lightweight hiking, trekking, wild camping, if you can fit your gear in here, which I can. So inside there is ample storage, and it offers two substantial size stretchy pockets on the outer for storing drinks bottles, for storing tables, for storing a windshield, which is what I've done. Not a good idea because I've managed to split a little bit of the fabric on the outside because of the sharp edges. But let's start with the hood. As we can see, there is a top zip for the hood. Inside as well, there's another zip pocket. Where's it gone? Okay, so you've got in the top floating lid there, you've got two substantial pockets inside there. I normally keep inside here my dehydrated food, first aid kit, and on the top there, I know that's just for like GoPro batteries, anything like that. Also as well, there is an additional pocket as well as the main compartment. So here's our main compartment, but it's also got an additional stuff pocket in the back here. So yeah, just a very quick, easy access pocket so we can access any emergency equipment in the event of weather change. You could even keep first aid kit in there. You've even before now, I've seen people use the Osprey Levity 45, which is what I think this rucksack's a spin-off from. Actually keep their water bladder inside as well and then have the pipe coming up through. So if we spin it round, we can have a look at the frame of our rucksack. So the frame of our rucksack comes in an X shape. I'll put some clips on now, but you'll see it. The frame of it comes in an X shape, and that is just to give rigidity and structure to the actual main pack itself. So it's got some sort of structure to it. It's not going to cave in, it's not going to collapse when you're packing your backpack up. We can also see as well, it's got the 3D mesh here. Again, that's a very good design, that is. That's to allow, so you can see how from the frame to the 3D meshing, there's quite a large gap. That's to ensure that your back area is kept nice and cool whilst you're hiking, and obviously it's there as well to reduce any sweaty moments that you might have. So as a lot of rucksacks do, your back is against the fabric. I've had a few before in the past, and when hiking and you're taking your backpack off, you'll notice that you've got a sweaty back. And this is why they've introduced this type of system, especially on the Ospreys as well, they do it. So yeah, it's to help ventilation, breathability, and also comfort as well. This is why they came up with this design, to stop your back getting very sweaty from when you're hiking. All of our straps on the rucksack as well are fully adjustable. So we've got our straps, we've got our sternum strap here, which comes across the chest. That clips in. Okay, so this is the front. We've got adjustable sternum strap as well. As you can see, it slides up and down both sides. So depending on your build, will depend on where you have your sternum strap. And it has got a built-in whistle with it. Let's give it a go, shall we? Order! Sorry, John. What I've also done as well is I've purchased a separate little thing here. It's a little magnet, and that is to work in conjunction with my Osprey water bladder. So my bladder I use in the back, the pipe comes out, it comes around the front, and I can just clip it to the front, same as what I've got on my Osprey. So the hip belts then, the hip belts come with 2 good sized stretchy pockets. These stretchy pockets, I always keep like oat bars, any protein bars in there. Sometimes I keep my phone in there as well, especially on that Molelio trip. That's where I was keeping my phone as well, because the views were amazing. I wanted to take some pictures. So yeah, 2 good sized stretchy pockets. The hip belt is fully adjustable as well. So as we can see, it even goes around my gut, funnily enough, and I still have room to tighten it up. Again, these are fully adjustable, how close you want your backpack to you whilst hiking. I must admit I have mine pretty close, and the reason for that is because I want to feel my rucksack around me, and I don't want it bouncing around and flopping around at the top end. So as we've looked then, we've got 2 substantial sized pockets either side. This is to accommodate hiking poles if you wanted to, table, first aid kit, water bottles is the main one, if you don't use a bladder that is. But yeah, we've got either side 2 substantial sized stretchy pockets. And let's have a look inside. It is quite big. So as you can see, inside there is quite a lot of room. Now you can even extend it like that, so there is just that little bit more that we can go. So as you can see, there is a little separate storage at the back here. That's where I keep my water bladder, because we have 2 Velcro tabs then that will go through the top of my water bladder, and I can Velcro it back to one another, and that just keeps my water bladder in place. It does have little holes right there, you see my finger coming through, and yeah, plenty of storage space inside. As I said earlier, I can fit all of my wild camping gear in this backpack as well, and it has been very comfy on quite a lot of the hikes I've done. Not to mention some of the local ones I've done as well. You could use it, it's a bit overkill in my opinion, but you could use it for a day's hike. But me personally, I think it would be better for using it for a wild camp, especially if you're into your lightweight stuff. Also to note as well, it has got a walking pole fixture as well, so you can attach your walking pole. I've not used it like this yet, because I always like to keep my hiking poles in the side pouch and keep them strapped to the side, so I can just reach over and pull them out. Whereas if I was to put it in the original place that Vango had, or where they've put it, I'd have to take my backpack off and get my hiking poles out. Also as well, which you sometimes don't get on any of the Osprey rucksacks, this Vango rucksack comes with its own built-in rain cover as well, in the same position as the low alpines. So if you go under the bottom, in through the pocket, be safe, be seen. It comes in that fluorescent orange rain cover that Vango's normally come in, but still, if it's raining, the last thing you want is for your backpack to get wet. Who cares what the colour's like? It's going to protect your rucksack and your gear inside. Another top tip from Dave Outdoors: if you do not want any gear of yours getting wet inside your rucksack, how about considering buying a 40 litre dry bag? I've got the blue Caramel one, and that's what I keep all of my sleeping arrangements, my sleeping clothes in, and then I put potentially my wet gear would be on top of that. So just inside the rucksack may get a little bit wet, but all of my sleeping gear, my clothes, my dry clothes, my Sundicks, which I've got on now, which are going to be kept dry in that dry bag. There you go, top tip for you. I'll give you that for free. And that's pretty much it. Cracking little rucksack. I will continue to use it as we come into the warmer months. Obviously we're not allowed out just yet, but as we come into the warmer months, I'm going to be using this rucksack a lot more. So stay tuned, and I'll give you more feedback on it during the time we're allowed out. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I'll put a link in the description to this rucksack if anybody wants to check out the specs, anything like that. And I'll see you on another lockdown adventure with me, Dave Outdoors. Take care.